Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to Pinkfresh Fridays, hosted by Joanne Bartel. And it is also Scraptember, hosted by the Scrappy Sisters. And the prompt for today is single photo, or one photo, something like that. Just one photo. I'm going to scrap that photo there, my brother and nephew, and I'm using mostly Simply the Best, but there are some other ones mixed in, and I am not sure if I end up picking one out or not. I have it all in the different containers, and oh, that isn't, I know for sure. So I'm just going to use the black alphas out of it. But yeah, there's other pink fresh mixed in. And scraps, I'm going to be using some scraps. Other than that white sheet, I think it's the only piece that is a full 12 by 12 when I start. And here I put the adhesive on there and then thought, oh yeah, I planned on putting some ink on first with the little blending brush. And I'm not putting it very dark. You have to really be looking at the photo, well, the layout. Photo, you might not see it so much either, but I might have went a little bit too light. But I just didn't want a whole lot on there. And that picture frame there, see how beat up that is? I had used it in another layout, changed my mind about what I was going to do, and took the photo off of there. You can see it stuck pretty good. And yeah, I'm going to put this one right on top of it. There's one little place of white showing, and when I was taking the photos, I remembered it and covered it up with a little bit of ink, whatever was on that brush already. And I am putting it over on the right hand side. I was trying to decide how I wanted to do this layout, and I thought, well, I'll put the photo on the right hand side since they're definitely facing the west and kind of forward, and then put embellishments on both sides of the layout. And my title. Anytime I have like the word together, which is so very long, it seems like, I try to go ahead and put them on the layout as soon as the beginning as I think of it. And so it says today's stories and adventures together. And then I use those little black alphas and, well, they're white. And I did not have an O, so for rocks, it's elephant rocks. And you can tell they're there because it's got a pink rock behind them and they're standing on another rock. And anyway, I had a Q, so I used some black ink, and then because I got a little bit on the Q, I went ahead and used my gel pen. And so you got to be looking at it to tell. I think at first glance that you don't. Well, I'm looking at it right now, and no, I can't tell it. Too bad at all. But at least it worked for this. I Oh, here I decided to add these. I thought I want something else on here that has a different shape. This collection has got lots of greens and lots of words. Well, most of Pink Fresh, it seems like, have quite a few words anymore. And I like using words on my layout anyway, but I was wanting a different shape. And so I punched out some from one of the papers and they're in the tray. And I wasn't sure which one I'd end up using. And I think there's a couple of sizes in the tray. And then there was those chipboards that kind of look like flare and a couple other things. And I thought, well, I will just pull the whole bunch out that I like that may go with this and then decide. So that one tray's got quite a few of the tags and bigger pieces, and then the other tray has smaller pieces. I accidentally pulled that. Well, I didn't accidentally pull it out. I pulled it out for the other side of the tag. And when I picked it up out of the tray, this side was up. And I thought, I think I'll go ahead and use it. It's kind of mellow. It's not very bright. And I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and use it because it's kind of like a neutral color on there. And I am cutting this one piece out. I thought I'd like another place to put this. I did cut three out. Well, two and a half, not three. And I thought about it. Well, when I was cutting them out, I wasn't thinking about the size, I guess, because once I put the one on there and the half one, I thought, where am I going to put another whole one? There just was no place. So I cut it down and I'm kind of nestling it in with the title instead. And this frame, that's from a very old, I'm pretty sure, Pinkfresh. It was a sheet of frames from one of the collections, and the other side was pink. And other than this frame, I think I might have used the pink side for the whole time because I'd make like little um, characters or animals, and I'd use the pink. And here I'm cutting the frame and everything for this because I didn't like it white on white. And I'm not going to end up using it. I'll find something else that I want to use instead. And I really wanted to use that legendary, but I couldn't find a place that I liked it. So I guess I'll save it for another layout too. I, like I said, I wanted to put some circles and I'd punch that one out, and they punch out really good with a 2-inch punch. So that's what I used on those big circles that were in on that one paper. And the edge was covered with all kinds of bits and pieces of them. So the one on the right was a bit and piece one. And oh, this is one of those flare. And I might not have really had to have this on the layout, but I really liked it. And so, yeah, it's making it on the layout. And I added part of it onto the picture and part of it to the center of that piece of that HUD. Oh, that's paper rolls, and it's called the HUD die. And I have this frame there, and it has that, well, it's kind of like a burnt terracotta. I think it's more like a terracotta. And so I'm trying to make sure each one of my clusters have a tiny bit of terracotta in it. And this one has just a little more than the others do. And I like that triangle was breathe in the fresh air. And since they're outside and hiking, I'm sure they got lots of fresh air that day. Because you did kind of hike around the, well, maybe it's not long enough to be considered a hike. You do walk around, but I have yet to see, well, other than maybe somebody that is handicapped or older, I have yet to see anyone that walked around it without climbing along the way somewhere. I took my mom once, and I am pretty sure she didn't climb anywhere. She stayed on the path or just barely off. If we were over on some big rock somewhere, she might have walked over and would talk to us. But yeah, I don't think she did any climbing. I don't think I've ever seen my mom climb, even on a ladder, because I don't think we had one that would be on in the house, a step ladder or anything. We never had one, so I don't remember ever seeing her do it. But yeah, pictures bring back memories, don't they? And I start to ramble. Uh, this one here, this little tiny one, it says, I'm trying to get my layout to look because I don't remember. Time for fun. It is small. And then I got smile over to the one on the right, and then my enamel dot. So while I'm doing that, I want to mention that down there below you'll be able to find the links for everybody that is doing the Pinkfresh Friday. So these will be links either to their channel or to their video. And then you'll also find a playlist down there for Scraptember, and lots of videos on that playlist. So lots of inspiration to be found down there below. And I think I'm done. Oh, yeah. And I noticed something that I did not notice until I was editing. And I thought, man, when did I end up pulling it off? But see that little paper that I have on top of the photo? I'm going to show it to you for close-ups, and it's still going to be on there. So I guess I pull it off sometime after the paint dries and before I take the photos because it's not there in the photos. But yeah, that's it. That's my layout. I had lots of fun making it. And like I said before, this is like my favorite of all time Pinkfresh collections. And I'm sure it's because it has so much green. But Yeah, there's my title, Adventures, Stories and Adventures. Well, there's another word up there. Today's stories and adventures together. I've got it right finally. I don't think I put today's on the last time I told you what it was. But that's it. That's my layout. And I did use the same paper that I used for the sides for the HUD. So that's why it kind of looks kind of speckly and distressed. And even a couple of places uniform. But yeah, I thought, well, I think I'll use it instead of cardstock or something. But I want to thank you also very, very much for joining me today while I created my layout. And I hope you take the time to click down there below and get all the inspiration you can get. Have a happy, scrappy week. Bye.